Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network Hot Take. If you haven't seen a hot take before, well, it's where a few friends get in a basement, give our thoughts, give our opinions on a TV show, a movie, or a game. Today, we're going to be talking about a game, and that game is Ghost of Tsushima. Here to discuss, as always, Chris Trio.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
And to even out this foursome we got going, a returning guest. The cream to DNN's Oreo. Do you remember when I did that last time? Yep. Yeah, Matt Penza's back.
I'm glad you said that because I did not remember when you did that
That's
last
a little
time.
creepy.
What podcast was that?
I don't remember.
But I said it, and I was just like, that's sticking.
It might have been like Shazam 2. Maybe.
Something.
Maybe.
Shazam 2.
I mean Shazam.
Shazam
I don't know why I
T-O-O.
said Shazam 2.
Oh, I thought you meant T-O-O.
Shazam as well.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have a new guest. He was supposed to be on the first episode of Delco Nerd Network. He was supposed to be on Death Stranding.
Now I'm here.
Now he's here. Philadelphia's own Fred Hassel.
How you doing?
Fred, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
course.
for finally making it down
Here I am.
Glad to have you.
For a game that I am the least hype on.
I love
which
it.
is always good when people are more hype than I am about a game. Because sometimes my hype for like Death Stranding.
You gotta learn.
Yeah, I'm up here and everyone
You
else
give it
is
all
down
to
here.
one, and then when like there's good ones that come along, but you're like, nah, it's already invested. Like it's all in the bank for Death Stranding already right now.
Oh yeah, it was in the bank 2 years ago.
That was a bad. That's a bad example. I think Death Stranding.
What?
Too much hype. I don't know. It's all right.
You don't know where you're going by
Did
saying
you,
this.
did you finish?
I didn't finish it yet,
You gotta
so
finish.
I can't.
The ending.
I know.
Yeah.
Does it make
The
it worth
ending
it?
is fine. I would say.
Fine.
I don't
All right.
No personal attacks.
What?
It's all right.
All right. Who wants to go first? I'm obviously not gonna go first.
Okay. Fred, you want
Fred,
to start off? Yeah.
new guest, new started out.
You're on the hot seat.
Personally, I loved it. I thought it was a great story. I have very few qualms with the gameplay. All my issues were gameplay related.
Okay.
I thought the story was great. I think the characters are written awesome. I think the location is beautiful. I just thought it was a great game. The only thing I really didn't like was the overuse of the investigation mechanic. Like,
Yeah.
No, I hear
you
what
walk
you're
up
saying.
to a
Yeah.
camp, Kenji's gone. I gotta figure out what happened.
No, you know,
Look
that's
at,
so true.
Look at
All right.
Clue. Footprints. Okay.
Yeah.
For some reason they
Follow
stop and they
footprints.
continue.
Yeah.
That's all right.
20 minutes. Yeah, it's like
No, it's true. That's so true.
That's my biggest problem. I thought the ending was great. I
Yes.
think the only other thing I'm missing is a new game plus mode.
Yeah.
I need new game plus.
Yeah.
Okay.
When
I
that,
assume it's coming.
I think so.
I
too.
think it's coming
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
That's a typical move
But-
at this point.
Like God of War, I think it took them 4 months to
Mhm.
Yeah.
to do new game
No
plus.
trophy though, so I didn't
Yeah.
have to
That's
replay.
that's too long for me. I think it should have been
Yeah, it is
with
a
release.
right.
No,
I
it's
think
the-
like
yeah.
a few weeks. Like even grounded mode for Last of Us.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
And I wonder how much effort it takes to make the new game, because I feel like there's things that
Nah,
are
it
like
can't be that much
no,
effort.
it can't be like, but there are things I guess that you just have to put up an invisible barrier for, because you'd
Yeah.
have that certain thing already, and they'd be like, you can't progress here yet.
You would
but
have
that's not tough to do.
You would have to just remove like the grapple hook.
Yeah, that's
You
what I
wouldn't
was
be able to
thinking
keep
for
the
that.
grapple
Yeah.
hook. Besides that, I think it's I think it's great. That's
Yeah.
really all
Yeah.
it needs to me.
I mean, I can't help but echo most of what you just said. I had a great time with it.
Yeah.
I think the cast is especially great. I haven't cared about like a crew of side characters this much in a while,
Right.
and like got that invested in what's going on. I think the like other kind of smaller side missions were okay. Like some were actually pretty cool, but most of them were kind of forgettable. I do.
Just
It's
random.
funny until you mentioned it. I totally do agree though on that on the investigation thing. I feel like even there's a few different games that do that like kind of well, but then it can, once you start doing it too much, you're like, all right, I'm looking at this thing for 5 minutes, I'm looking at
Right.
this other thing for this 5 minutes, all right, and then follow the trail.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall I can't really say much more without spoiling anything. I think they did a great job. I think this is an amazing new IP, and you don't see that often, and I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
just makes the cherry on top a little bit sweeter.
Penza.
But I can't
Oh,
have much
sorry.
more. Yeah,
Okay.
it's all right. I get it,
I was a
Gucci. You
little
don't want to
bit-
hear from me
Cut 'em
anymore.
off.
No,
Cut
I'm
'em off.
done. I hear
much.
too much of you. Penza, go ahead.
Yeah, I love this game. It was like everything that I needed at the moment. Like after Last of Us 2.
Oh, it was
I
such a
was
breath
just
of
like-
fresh air.
Yeah, like exactly. Like Last of Us 2, I was like, was almost, I would almost say it was a drag, but it was like
I would say it was a drag.
it
I
took
think
some
he would
out
agree
of
with you
me.
too.
It took some out of
I
me.
didn't even touch it.
Yeah, I don't.
Wait, I thought you played it.
Nah,
No, really?
I didn't even touch it.
Oh, so
I
you're
don't-
just a hater.
I hate it. The first, but personally, I'm kind of biased. I played the first one. I couldn't get into that either.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
But
It's a very divisive
I won't.
game.
I won't even touch the second one. Won't even look at it.
I think you're right.
Yeah,
you're-
you're,
yeah,
not
you're
missing
fine.
much.
No, but
sadly.
it was like exactly what I was looking for in a game where I could pretty much like do whatever I wanted, explore whatever I wanted. The world was beautiful. I loved their mechanic with the wind.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
With like the like
Oh,
lack
it's
of
awesome.
HUD in
No-
the
Let
game
me
was
let me
no
throw out a
map.
hot take.
So
It got
refreshing.
old very fast.
I
don't
disagree.
think-
I guess like what like
I-
why did what did it got like because I just liked it
I
for
lo-
the mechanic that was like it just takes me to places and I don't have to
I
pull up the
like
map.
how it's
Yeah.
immersive, but I felt like I was using it so pinpoint that like the wind wasn't just naturally guiding me. I was like, all right, I'm going here, I'm putting my point there, and I'm constantly swiping up because I
Well,
forget where
oh,
I'm going.
yeah.
I
I
felt
mean-
I just felt like I like how it like in thought it's very immersive,
Mm.
but like it like 12 hours in, I was like, all right, I'm over it.
I think the frequency that you use it could get annoying. Like if
For
you
sure.
just keep, if you're sitting there
Right.
going, it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
like-
relax.
And I do. Yeah, that's so true.
So that's just a reflection on Gooch being an idiot.
And I do
You
like
can't
it
find the
does,
hot
like,
spring.
naturally-
Can't run straight.
I do like how it like naturally just blows in that direction all the time, but when
Yeah.
you click up or whatever, it makes it more noticeable.
What were your thoughts on like the smokestacks? Like seeing a hot. Nah, you weren't into that.
I don't think I feel like I wasn't seeing enough of it. Like I was seeing them, but like I felt like it was like, oh, something's over there. But like I think following it realistically was like sort of impossible.
I think that's too much. Like too like how hard set we are that you need everything like given to you. You know what I mean?
In a way, I don't, but it's a Ubisoft like game where there's all these POIs, points of interest,
Yeah.
out in the world map,
Right.
and I'm trying not to miss them, and I ended up missing a shit ton, and it didn't really bother me, but. I just felt like the trailers kind of set that precedent, and like, oh, you're gonna see that smoke in the
Yeah.
distance, and you're gonna go to it, and it's just like that like never happened for me. I felt like,
that happened for me.
Yeah, I have it a lot for it, yeah.
You suck.
I saw I saw it, and I wasn't really like just going to them.
See, I guess that's what like nothing. You know what just gets me going these days?
What?
A game with a game. Listen, gentlemen, a game with no HUD. Oh my god. It makes it gets me going. I don't know what it is. I love having
It's
like next
immersive.
to nothing, and I think they did a great job of naturally taking you to those points of interest rather than looking. And I do think I was doing a fair amount of like I'd open up an area and then I'd see like when you take down like a Mongol outpost or
Yeah.
something, and it would make that big bubble. I'd be like, oh, there's a question mark
Something here,
I
here,
will
yeah.
follow the wind to that or whatever. But I liked the birds. I liked that I was just kind of strolling along,
birds
and
are
these
awesome.
certain like natural things were the things that were driving
Same
me
with the
towards
birds.
things.
I felt like the birds were just like, I don't know. I don't. I like it, but I think the idea of it I like.
Yeah.
The only
The implementation of the
Yeah.
mechanic
You
for
just
some
don't. Yeah,
reason
it didn't work for you.
wasn't
Right.
resonating with me.
That's
and
fair.
that's something I would like. I think we
Yeah,
all
yeah.
know that. That's
Dude.
something that I could get behind.
The only thing about the birds I didn't like was sometimes you would be out in a forest, like the bamboo forest on the second act.
Yeah.
The bird would be. I would hear the bird,
And it's
I can't
fucking
see the
gone.
bird.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Where
I can't
is
see
it?
Like, I
yeah,
gotta
you're in
re-
the yellow forest
Yeah.
looking for the yellow
The
bird.
yellow
like
bird.
what is?
Yeah, exactly. The yellow and black bird is in the yellow forest, and I'm trying to chase it.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like an idiot.
So we kind of got off on tangent. Continue with what you were saying.
I was just gonna say, and then this is like the first game where I really used the photo mode, like
Oh,
photo
yeah.
mode was great.
like a
Awesome.
ton.
Like the next step. for
I
the
would
photo
actually.
mode.
I think the last
Cool
time I used
shit.
one as much was like Assassin's Creed Origins, and I think
Yeah,
the reason
I
it
love
works
it.
so well, and some games do this too, but like how you can like you press over on the D-pad and you're in it. It's not
yeah.
like you have to go through the menu to get into the photo mode. It's amazing. It
Yeah,
truly
I
is.
mean, I think Ghost of Tsushima, yeah, like the GIF style things with like the
Yeah.
animation. I thought that was like really cool. Like I never thought about that before. Implementation of music and not so much filter heavy.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I feel like the world is so bright already.
Yeah.
So I feel like the use of filters may have been too much.
Sometimes I'd actually agree. Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
I
like-
did like
like
the
think
weather,
about-
like all the different controls were the coolest part.
Right,
I guess,
birds,
yeah.
changing the
the
weather,
bugs, yeah.
like the plague is
Yeah,
Yeah.
locusts. Yeah.
Controlling
it's
the sun.
Yeah, like what
to, like,
time
get
of
it out
day.
awesome.
Yeah,
light on you
it's
perfectly.
Beautiful.
it's pretty nuts. It really is. I know a lot of people were. I feel like I saw this outrage online, or not outrage. You know, everything's an outrage anymore. But like how it didn't look like the E3 demo
Yeah.
very
Bullshit.
much from like, and like I think the,
Dude,
the
that-
E3 one did look
that's
different to me.
That's a Masako mission.
That was the mouse. Yeah.
Yeah,
is a
and
Masako
I
mission.
played it and I was like, oh shit,
This
this
is the
is
one.
the
The
demo.
mission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought the duel looked exactly the same.
Right.
Yeah,
Everything
no, it
looks
did.
exactly
Yeah.
the same, and that mission, it looks like what was in the E3 demo, but the rest of the
Yeah.
game isn't that dark
Yeah.
and gritty.
Yeah.
So
Right.
in a way, I don't think that demo was a good representation of what the game actually is. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not like it is like death and destruction everywhere, but like the world is not
Beautiful.
like
Yeah.
drab and like fucking
Right.
black and brown and red. It's fucking like all sorts of colors.
It's true. Yeah, one other thing I thought was really interesting about this game, or that I think they could have taken one step further if they had the time and really wanted to put the effort into it, was making it more. There are certain choice-based things, but making the story, and I talked to you about this, more like choice based on whether you want to be a samurai or the ghost.
I agree.
Like I think they kind of commit you to the one path, which is fine, and I think it makes it very compelling and really cool. And if they maybe could have fleshed out another side of that story and like really mocapped it, but like obviously I don't think they kind of could have gotten the back on a totally new IP to do this grand dual story. But I think that would have been a really cool add-in and something that maybe they could do in the next game. If, like, do you guys think they'll continue
Yeah.
this game? Or
Absolutely.
this series?
No.
I
You don't think so?
I don't think
I
so.
think so.
I don't know if they'll pick up on Jin,
Yeah.
I think they will.
but I think because the
I hope
Mongols do
not.
go to the mainland.
Yeah.
Here's my theory. I think they're gonna go off of history, not like go off the track of history. And I think I think the shogun or whoever is gonna go to Mongolia, and you're gonna pick up in like Korea or something like Jin's gonna be there instead,
Yeah.
freeing those people.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where they go. I'd actually kind of like for them to not.
I
To be
don't
honest.
think
Like,
this
I
game-
actually.
Hey, we're looking at Sucker Punch, a developer who did most of the Sly series besides Thieves
3
in
infamous
Time.
games.
Yeah.
Yeah, like more than a trilogy of
Sly.
games. Then they
Yeah.
went to Infamous, another
Great games.
series of games, and this is the first game they're getting away. I feel like they're not gonna try to sequelize this, and just because I haven't given my opinion yet, let me do that too.
Sure.
While we're on this,
Go for
Yeah.
it.
I like this game, but I feel like hot take. Everyone is way too hype on it. I don't think it's that good. I like it. It's not bad. I don't think I have
I don't
any.
think anyone's saying this is like a 10 out of 10. though.
I feel
not
like
at
I'm
all.
hearing that.
No.
No.
I feel like a lot of people are
I
like,
love
"This
the
is
game.
my
I
game
still
of the
won't
year.
give it a
It's
10.
awesome."
Well, yeah.
And I'm
Well,
just
yeah,
like,
it is my game of the year for sure.
For sure.
But like,
All
why
three
does?
of you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so far for sure,
So far,
easy.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
What would it?
Cyberpunk's
Final
gonna
Fantasy
come.
VII Remake is mine.
Cyberpunk's probably gonna come out and just
No.
that right off.
Yeah.
You
But,
didn't
like-
even play it.
I'm not gonna play it.
We were having this
Yeah,
conversation.
this is
You
this
can't-
is
you
this is
don't-
a
you have
wild
no opinion in
conversation,
this
but still,
podcast.
This is from someone who made an AC video without playing all them, but that's all I want to say.
Yeah. Chris Geddes in the chat. Thank you for watching. All my friends are saying this game is like the best game ever. I agree. Everyone is really hype on this game, and I'm like, it's not bad, but it's not fucking like. I don't think
people
it's game
say
of the
that on
year.
everything though. Like Final Fantasy VII is the best game ever. I
It
hear
is-
that
I
all
know
the
there
time.
is-
Fantasy
and it's
VII
funny
is
though,
really good.
But
Final
that's
Fantasy
just-
VII is the best game ever.
But
and
I
then
feel
you
like
sit there
there's
and
a
play it, and
lot
it's
of people on the other side of the fence.
but
Like
like
you, even though you don't play it.
I'll say Ghost of Tsushima is probably one of my favorite games in the past few years, but I'm not going to give it a 10 out of 10 because I could just see
Because
the
there
flaws.
are issues. Yeah, exactly.
I
There
see
are
the
certain
flaws.
issues, but did I have the most fun with this game that I've had all year?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no
like
doubt.
that, and it's weird because I mean, obviously reviews are so subjective, and the way people feel is so weird. Because like, I played Last of Us, that got 10 out of 10s across the
Yeah.
board.
Yeah.
I thought that,
But then there was a whole
then-
other side of the fence that was like kind of like me and you's opinions when we weren't so hot on it.
so that's and I feel
I-
like we've seen things like this for even other media. But like, was I feel like most mainstream publications' review of that was like 10 out of 10s.
For last
Yeah.
For Last of
Yeah.
Us 2.
Yeah.
Like, there was not, like, any split.
hot thing to
like,
do.
But, like, there was a split, obviously, among the fan base. Whereas, like, this,
I
like,
didn't see
I-
any 10s for Ghost.
Except
didn't see it.
What were the
Famitsu.
they were, like, 8.
Oh, yeah?
Famitsu.
oh well, the Japanese are really hot on this,
They
and
really
they
are.
have kind of every right to
Of
be.
course,
It's their
yeah.
history.
Well, the only problem is Famitsu, and this is only rumor, but apparently it's very easy to like buy review scores
yeah,
from them.
Kojima.
But-
I mean,
Yeah.
the maybe it's the editor chief is in Death Stranding.
Yeah,
Famitsu.
but I mean, they did give it a 10 out of 10. It's widely held as like one of the best games of all time. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's one of the best of all time, but I loved it.
It's like I said, it's my favorite of this year so far. Easy. I think there are plenty of games coming out this year still that could top it and probably will, both technically and storytelling wise.
Yeah.
But so far, I spent 3 weeks playing this game, getting every single side thing besides like the little collectibles.
Yeah, I'm
like
still working on the plot.
I got
No
every
records,
question
yeah.
mark. I got all the Shinto gates or whatever, all the shrines, all those things, because I felt like it. Like, and I didn't. And I knew I have this thing with games. If I finish it, and I don't finish the side stuff, I'm not going to go back for the side stuff.
Yeah.
Because I got that main thing, but I wanted to get all that
See,
done.
I feel like it's a little bit of a chore going back. And it's not terrible of a chore. I thought replaying Last of Us again to get the plat was a little bit of a chore.
Yeah.
And now going back to fucking do Grounded and Permadeath, I'm just like, fuck me, man.
Yeah.
I'm not getting to that for a hot minute. I
Ew.
still need to replay Final Fantasy VII,
Right.
which I'd much rather do.
Mhm.
And then The Last of Us 2 might have a multiplayer, so who knows?
Well, what do you think, Gooch? Give us your whole shakedown.
Oh yeah, true. I kind of go off on a tangent.
It's all right.
Again, it's a good game. I don't think it's like the second coming of Christ. It's good.
I don't think
It's-
anyone's saying it's second.
Yeah, I don't think
I
it
don't
is.
hear that.
I think what you're.
I feel like I am.
what I'm
We're-
hearing-
we're getting
From
off.
who?
Of, just
Yeah. Who?
Twitter and the internet and the people I listen to.
So, and I'm just curious. Like, are you hearing that? People are really loving it, or are you hearing that people are like, "This
Yeah.
is
I
the
haven't
second
heard
coming of
any of
Christ"?
that.
Because I
Have you
feel
se-
like I just keep,
No,
I keep.
I have not heard that as exact words.
That
That was an over exaggerated
No,
smile.
no,
Yeah.
but you know what? Like the equivalent. Like they're like, "This is the best
Right.
game."
That's exactly
since
what I was thinking.
Sliced bread. You know.
No, nobody said. I haven't heard
I
anybody
feel
saying
like
it's amazing.
I am hearing those kind of feelings. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway,
Or are you misinterpreting?
maybe. I don't know.
I think you
just
gotta.
feel-
I think you're internalizing their
Yeah.
thoughts and then.
You're projecting.
Stop projecting. Dude.
You think it's the greatest game, you just don't want to say.
the story really surprised me.
Amazing.
Dude,
And I
it's-
think
yeah.
it really comes together in the end about like I like how like in the beginning like Jin's all like samurai gung-ho,
Samurai.
and then
course.
Yuna's kind of teaching him like like these enemies are like are enemies
These
without
are real
honor.
enemies.
They're not gonna like fight you the way you're used to fighting with honor and integrity and like this like dance that combat is in those kind of time periods in a way. They're
not
like,
gonna
the
fight
Mongols-
fair.
The Mongols are raiders, but like.
First 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Not going to fight
but like
fair.
even like in revolutionary times, like those battles were fought like in a very certain style,
Regimented,
and then
yeah.
and then Civil War, everything changed. Guerrilla tactics kind of came into it, and like standing in a line reloading a gun was not
It's
how you
pretty
fought.
stupid.
Especially
Right.
when you have like semi-automatic.
Gatling
Right,
guns,
yeah, exactly.
like you were people getting mowed down.
Cavalry rolling
Yeah.
up. Yeah.
And yeah, Jin has to adapt and change, and then like by the time you get to the end of Act 3, like he's kind of the end of Act 2, he's kind of fully into that, and Lord Shimura is like
Hit the bricks.
I
him
really
hit the
right. He
the cast in this is so good. Like
Yeah.
I really
I
do.
agree.
Like I think
I
they're
agree.
all
it's
played so
surprisingly
well.
good. And like
Yeah.
you were saying, the side characters are like in their way. This is how I took at it as they're in their own way the Ghost of Tsushima. They all kind of have this one. They start at one place and they end at the other.
Yeah.
Like
They're-
Sensei Ishikawa
Yeah.
is like
They're different points of the same person.
He's in a different place, but like you can tell like he's kind of just like done with these
But,
old
like,
ways.
yeah.
Lady Masako is the same way. She goes from like being like
Honor
a
bound, yeah,
a
like a-
lady to like I'm going to kill every single
Yeah.
person
Yeah, that I
like,
can-
that
yeah.
I can to get revenge. And like Norio's that way, Yuna's that way, like they're all like that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you're just playing stories of like that parallel your own.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really
That is cool.
Yeah.
and like the end of the game is wild.
Dude, it's
amazing.
I do
good.
not think I don't know what I expected nothing.
I'm
from this
glad.
game
See,
story.
because you were like, maybe we can review this without finishing. I'm like, we are
No
finishing
way.
this game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like
glad
I want
we
to.
did.
Can I get thoughts?
Yeah,
Like,
go-
what,
yeah,
what,
dude,
what
yeah.
was everybody's choice?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're getting into spoilers then.
All right. Yeah, we can
Yeah,
jump
no,
in.
I just want to give them fair warning.
Yeah.
If you're
Spoilers.
still
We're
here so
jumping
far,
spoilers to the end of the game, and I guess whatever else.
yeah,
be
we'll
careful,
dive into all the
spoilers.
stuff. But
What did everybody choose?
who wants to start?
Spare.
I chose spare. I did not choose spare.
Yeah,
you
I-
chose spare.
I see.
I
think-
killed him
Jesus.
too.
Yeah, I killed
You
him.
absolutely have to kill
Yeah,
him.
that's
No.
what you're leaving him honorless. You're leaving like you're
in
you're
the-
And
sorry.
and,
We're
yeah.
no.
It's I can't.
Right,
I'm
go.
surprised.
So there's two big rationales came. Like I paused the game. I'm like, all right, what's gonna happen? So he was ordered by the Shogun.
Shogun.
Yeah, the daimyo.
To kill his nephew, right?
Right.
Correct.
So if you were to spare him, obviously, the Shogun would find out that he didn't kill his nephew. He
failed.
Either
Exactly.
either he failed or he didn't want to, and he would be
killed.
And his
by the
whole
Shogun.
probably clan would be disbanded.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the other thing was like I tried to stay
Don't make me
as
feel bad.
samurai. I tried to stay as samurai as I could in the game.
See,
But I dove into the
did
ghost.
from the beginning. You were saying
So
that.
like, as like his uncle asking as a samurai warrior asking for an
So,
honorable
yeah.
death.
Mhm.
That's something that like I felt personally Jin wouldn't. He would not.
He would
spare,
not deny
like,
him.
He would still do that.
Yeah.
in a way, my thought process was Jin is so far gone from this way of
See,
life
I didn't
that
think
I
that.
Yeah.
don't think he would, just based on honor, that he's just gonna kill his uncle and have no shits given because of that. I just didn't think he was at the mindset where he would be like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill him for honor when he's so far gone, removed from
but
that
it's
thinking.
Not, it's not like he's
not-
not. It's
yeah.
not Jin's honor. He's honoring his
It's-
uncle.
It's his
Well,
wishes.
It's like it's his uncle's wish.
Right, but like
He's respecting his uncle's honor.
In Shogun, in samurai history, like
Anyone that got called
history,
Shogun.
yeah, exactly. Like you have, you're like duty bound. You know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
bound
no.
by honor.
I get
the
it.
fact that he would spare him without offering him this honorable death, even after the duel, is pretty much like we said, stripping him away from his home. Shimura would get nothing. He would probably be executed anyway.
Probably, yeah.
He like you're taking away the last thing.
Hope he
like,
has, yeah.
personally for me, by the end of the game, I thought Jin went a full circle. I thought
I kinda
Jin
did too, yeah.
was gonna not like the ghost is away. You know what I mean? Like he was the he was a samurai. He became the ghost. The ghost is away now. He's back to being a normal dude.
see, I don't think the ghost ever goes.
Well, it's inside
And-
him,
and-
but I think he's not
and-
gonna live like a
and
thief.
the Mongol threat is like there's more cons than just Khotan Khan.
Yeah,
And like he talks about Kubla. Kubla's his grandfather.
Kublai. Well, Khotun, I don't think is real.
no,
Kublai is the real was the real
but
Khan in
he's-
history.
But he's still in
Mongolia.
China because they took over China
They-
at this point.
they
fully.
do, yeah.
This is the only time China is fully occupied
Yeah.
by a foreign
Right.
force.
I think they go all the way to Korea, and then that's where.
Yeah, I'm
they
not sure how
yeah.
this conflict
Didn't-
ends,
I
but
think-
and this is I guess what 80 years after Genghis.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
the what's his name says he's the grandson of Genghis.
Right, like
Kublai, I think in history, is the grandson of Genghis,
He says
Okay.
that in game too. I think.
yeah, he
Yeah.
does. He mentions it.
and it would be Tsushima was their launch point to
To
Japan.
mainland Japan. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I know I totally agree. Like, it's funny. I don't even see it as a full circle. I just see it as his progression. Like, and he respects his uncle.
Mm.
He raised him as the way of the samurai. He knows he is bound to it, and
Has
in
to do
almost in a way that's almost crippling to himself. But he just feels the need.
Trust me. I
No.
don't think that, like my decision was necessarily the best and
Yeah.
only decision, but like I get the other side of it, and I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
Per se.
did you think it was the best choice when you got the black armor and not the white armor?
what?
Yeah, there's
Like
two
your
armor- you
the
get-
ghost
there's two
armor,
armors.
you get a for the ghost armor, you get an all white if you spare him, and all black if you kill or other way
vice
around.
versa.
Red. No, I got red.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah, mine's white and like
yeah,
gold.
mine's
Yeah,
Mine's
we-
red.
yeah, because you spared him.
Yeah.
It's like the bad choice.
See, yeah,
Bad
like I
choice.
feel like
Wow, thanks.
as the
Now-
ghost,
Sorry.
he was doing everything he could to save as many lives as
Newsflash,
possible.
idiot.
So I think it was Beyond when they interviewed like one of the
I still haven't
developers
watched those spoiler
for
casts.
Ghost
Kind
of
of funny.
Tsushima.
Yeah.
The developer said that he chose to kill the uncle, but he said that like the real ending is to spare.
Spare him, really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Fuck you,
You
guys.
went canon. We went real.
I gotta watch that games cast from Kind of Funny.
we
though.
went realistic though.
See,
that's
I
the
don't get
Beyond one, I
like. See,
think.
that doesn't make sense as the canon ending
I
for
agree,
me
I
either.
agree.
I
I
agree.
agree.
That doesn't make any sense.
See, and this is why there's no way Jin is gonna be in a sequel. None.
I think that's.
this-
I
I
think.
think-
I
I
really
really-
the Witcher 3.
I think maybe not, but I think to say
start
no
and you
way
answer a
is
couple
just kind of
questions.
insane. Like money talks, games will walk.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
no,
know.
it's like
And if this makes money
I-
and
like,
Sony's like make another one
Like I hope
with Jin,
there's no sequel for Last of Us 2. I hope there's no sequel for this. Let
no.
Sucker Punch
You-
do something else.
You could easily make a sequel of Yuna and Jin going to mainland Japan and fighting in Tokyo,
What if-
Kyoto.
what if Sucker Punch
Oh, Kyoto.
did another recreation of a pivotal battle in history?
Love it.
Great
That's
point.
what I-
Great,
Like-
great
like what
jumping
it-
off point. Let me establish.
Like a mini-
I'll
like
eat it
some
up
type
right
of-
now.
Let me establish the rest of this tree trunk that Trio just started to grow.
well, because there's a big how like Jin's family got to their not necessarily power, but I guess their
status.
Their status. They talk about like there's a samurai like
Oh, well,
Civil
yeah.
War.
The
essentially.
Yarikawa Rebellion, yeah. That's
So
But
you
even
spoke
but
about
I'm
a lot.
taking
That.
but I'm talking like even a different culture.
Right.
Yeah, like yeah.
Let me
Sorry.
talk.
you play as
Hot take.
Genghis.
Ghost of Tsushima is a better Assassin's Creed game than Assassin's Creed.
I
What
mean, it's
Assassin's Creed?
it's a great
Yeah,
old
what's
style.
Assassin's Creed?
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
So look, for all intents and purposes, Ghost of Tsushima is an Assassin's Creed game in a very broad sense.
I mean,
It's very similar.
it's a
Gameplay-wise.
stealth
Takes all the best from all the Assassin's Creed games and puts it
also
into
like
one
Splinter
And
Cell
makes
and
them
stuff
better.
like that. Like,
Yeah.
like
Get this
many
game,
stealth games.
take this format, put more history in it, more encyclopedia stuff, focus a little bit
Like
more
real.
on the history, have more databases and stuff, and like because I don't think Ghost of Tsushima
Well, then
does
that's
that.
just Assassin's Creed, and you can't
Right.
get away with doing
Take
that.
out the assassins and Templars. There you go. That's it.
Yeah.
That's an Assassin's Creed game.
Well, yeah, it's
Yeah,
an old
but-
style. It's
So-
an older
so
Assassin's
Ubisoft
Creed.
Taking away
should-
the part that you love about Assassin's Creed is
It's
the
gone.
Assassins and Templars.
It's gone.
Yeah, but what if they?
It bingo.
What if we don't know what they're doing with Valhalla or whatever? But say the next one they go back to that form with Templars and Assassins. And they
Here's a
dive
hot
deep
take. I
into it.
think Valhalla looks like
Are you,
poop.
are you still going to be out?
Yeah.
Even if they go back to what you've been arguing.
There's no
for?
way it's gonna happen.
What if?
Maybe.
Is what I'm saying.
They have a
Gooch is a Sith. He deals in absolutes, my friend.
It's either yes or no.
Here's the thing. They need a lot of good grace to win me back, and they're not gonna do that. There's no fucking way. But like Ubisoft needs to look at what Sucker Punch did. This is a very good Assassin's Creed game. Without, Assassin's Creed has gotten so far from the Templar assassin.
It's a great stealth game. It is, but
Right, but
also I
stealth
still feel like the stealth is secondary. Like I
Right.
feel like the main thing in this game is the combat.
and that
That's
is
what I'm
Assassin's
mostly-
Creed at this point, where the stealth is extremely secondary,
Yeah.
No, that's true.
and it wasn't at first.
Like,
It was all
I
about
said,
stealth.
I think Ghost takes all the best from all the Assassin's Creed from the beginning.
Even from
Yeah.
like a bunch of different stealth genres, and really kind of connects
great.
it and makes it a good time.
So like if an Assassin's Creed
with a
game,
cool setting.
I think if Ubisoft was like, listen, we're done. Assassin's Creed is done. We're going to be doing the Assassin's Creed template, but we're not calling it Assassin's Creed. We're getting away from the Assassin Templar conflict, and we're just making it about doing cool games within certain points in history. I would like to see that more than what they're doing now with these loose connections to the Assassins.
I agree.
Not really.
So if you played
doing it.
if you played Odyssey and it was just called Odyssey and there was no there was no
that
sitting
sounds
in the
more
act-
appealing to me than half-assing AC.
Like, do you think you would actually sit down and like that? Like,
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I probably wouldn't have picked it up if it didn't. Look, but that's the thing. Again, it comes down to that's
Yeah.
a brand now. They can put stuff in front of that. And yeah, I
Slap
agree.
Assassin's Creed on
Assassin's
it and
Creed, they
people
could
will buy.
they could make a cool stealth game again, and I would like to see that. But honestly, I would even just like Sucker Punch, do
'Cause
your
how-
thing, just at pivotal battles.
And how many
At-
people,
yeah.
like this kid 10 years ago, were asking for a feudal Japan Assassin's Creed game?
No, I know everyone. Yeah.
Everyone. Everyone.
Here's one of my other thoughts.
So I think it's a good point.
Do we love Ghost of Tsushima because it's great, or because do we love the setting because there's been a drought of samurai games, or like is
I
it
don't
just
think there
such
has
a
been
good-
a
Can I?
drought.
Can I?
Yeah, that's the
there's
thing. Yeah.
been none.
Can
Well,
I?
no, there has.
Right,
We've
and
had.
we were having the argument
Yeah.
over a Discord call that it was like Sekiro was the first sort of samurai game, but it's barely
Yeah.
samurai.
It's not feudal
It's
Japan,
very
though.
it's very fantastical.
It's
samurai.
fantastic. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Well, they're
Mythology.
feudal Japan specific. Like not even like Neo's not
Yeah,
feudal
Ne-
Japan either.
Neo was pretty good, but I'm talking
Right,
about like
it's still very fantastical. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is feudal
But it's also
Japan.
not
But
feudal. No, it's not. It's like he's coming from England. It's like
yeah, but that's real.
That's-
He's
yeah,
a
they did
he's,
that.
a,
Yeah,
he-
but it's
he's
not
real.
the Last
Yeah, but
Samurai,
it's not
man.
feudal
Tom
Japan.
Cruise. You saying Tom's a liar?
He's a real guy, but that was a real guy.
Yeah, no,
is what I
that's
mean.
based off a real
I
story.
mean,
yeah.
What I mean is like, okay, you could say Neo, Sekiro. I mean like a real samurai game, like
No,
Onimusha or
we haven't
done
Way of
that.
the Samurai
Yeah,
or
nothing.
something like that. When was the last
There's
time?
definitely a
I
drought.
don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
But
no, I think
being
that
like a
fresh
popular-
setting definitely makes
Yeah.
a difference for sure.
Yeah,
I can't. there's no way I could dispute that. And I think it's that plus a great cast plus
Yeah.
a great and compelling story, and like it gives you that that choice at the end. It like brought me back to like when I played Red Dead
Yeah.
and like
I was
John
just about to
Marston
say.
dies, and I'm like. like this had weight.
Yeah.
Like this was
Yeah.
it really you
even
felt
though
it.
the rest of the story I don't think was like fucking amazing, but like the conclusion I think is really
Yeah, I
worth
thought it had some pretty great like set piece elements too, and like the
they're
big
pretty
battles.
set pieces.
The siege. I told these two this, and I don't think I told you this. The siege of Yarikawa is what
Pretty-
got me in.
Yeah.
From there on, I was like, and then I got to the siege of Yarikawa, and I'm like, okay,
This is cool.
I like it now.
Because you kind of come into he comes into his own. That's when you get
Right,
the ghost
the ghost,
ability.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's
he's
when
like-
you get the ghost move. And
And
Yeah.
you're like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
that's when like he goes from, okay, I'm a samurai. I'm kind of like lost on the path, and then he's like, fuck it, like,
Like,
I'm
this is
I'm
what I
out,
gotta
I'm
do.
a
I'm
ghost,
gonna
here
do
I
it.
am.
How'd you guys like the fighting and the actual combat and
It
stuff?
was good. It
I
was
had
actually
so much
really
fun.
hard to.
To know what stances and stuff to you, like.
Yeah, I felt like it took me a while to get used to it. I was really bad in the beginning.
It was like, it did have that satisfaction to me though of Arkham, where I was like, I'm starting to get it, and then
Yeah.
like by the end, I'm like switching stances mid thing.
Yeah.
The guys coming, the spear guys coming at me. I got to
Throw a
switch.
bomb
to the
at this guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it felt so good.
I
by
felt
the
like
end to
switching
me.
between ranged was a little clunky.
I agree.
I was
kept
like
fucking
so
it
many
up.
times
Yeah.
I was like clicking the wrong buttons.
Yeah,
I
was
agree.
Like, ugh.
It never set in for some reason for me either.
Honestly, there's not that much difference between the two bows. I don't really understand.
No, the one.
well, the one-
quicker, and the other
and-
one.
Right, and the heavy bow can go through armor, but it
Armor
almost
helmet,
is to the point it's like, why not just make them arrow types? I don't know, or like always have a long bow.
I think that
I actually kind of.
I get it.
No,
I get it.
Did you
but-
guys like? So I played like a ton of bow play in this game. Like the armor that I played with the most was the
Tadayori armor.
Yeah, the Tadayori armor.
Oh,
like,
dude, you can get
the
off like
entire game. Yeah, because like
crazy concentration.
yeah,
just
and like your concentration like re-ups after a headshot
Yeah.
for like 50% chance. So I played a ton of bow play in this game.
personally, like I thought the cool part about the two bows was like you have your bow, and then one is like a mythological bow. You know what I mean?
No,
like
it was
Uchisu-
a cool. It's a cool
like,
story
right,
point,
right,
but
right.
I do get like I think I actually would have liked having it just because I
Yeah.
did keep like I'm trying to
Even
get out the
difference
wrong
between,
thing
like,
and
the sticky bomb and like the black powder
I
bomb.
never
Yeah.
Like
used
there was
that.
like
I
really
don't-
no difference.
Some were
It
definitely
just-
better than others.
Like
It
the
just
black,
kept tripping me up.
An upgrade
Yeah, yeah.
of the black powder could have been the sticky bomb.
Yeah.
Like I think the kunai are fine, and the difference between the bell and the firecracker, I get.
love the
and
blowpipe.
Yeah.
And I feel like,
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the blowpipe was good. Came a little late in the game. I felt.
Yeah.
Middle of the second
Because
act.
like Act 1 and 2 are pretty long, and Act 3 is like you can finish that in a session. Like
Yeah,
if
Act
you
3,
want, yeah.
it's very quick, and especially since like one thing I don't really like about Act 3 is maybe I like and dislike at the same time. They throw you like right to the end of the zone. Like you don't naturally go into that part of the area.
right.
Like
I
you're
heard-
already
yeah.
at the end, and like every mission is kind of teleporting you
Yeah.
around, and then you're done.
Yeah. No, that's fair, and it is probably the smallest
Just
area.
the pacing
in the,
of it.
on,
is
yeah,
weird.
yeah, that was.
It's
I
it's
agree with
like
that,
the first area is big enough to be its own map,
Yeah.
and then Act 2 and 3 are kind of like two halves
Yeah.
of one
yeah.
part.
I actually,
you know?
it's funny. I really did. I liked this. I don't know about you guys. The size of the map. That like I didn't
Love it.
Yeah, I
find it
think
to
it
be
was good.
like,
wasn't too big, wasn't too small.
Exactly. Like I still don't think there are areas in Assassin's Creed Odyssey that I've been to, in that
Yeah.
game.
100%.
And like there, it
areas
gets
I've
to
never
the
been
point where like it's so big. I'm like,
Origins
guys,
is
just
huge. Yeah.
just it, but even that wasn't even enough. Like because there was like that big corner in Origins that just had nothing in it. It was just the desert.
Yeah.
But like in Odyssey,
Was
like it was gigantic, and it's literally gets to the point where I'm like, okay,
A lot of
for fuck's sake.
islands.
Lesbos,
Yeah, like,
Ichthyo, whatever.
And it
like
wasn't-
it's
and
a random island.
yeah, it was insane, and like it didn't really naturally progress you through it well. And I do think, bar that ending part where they kind of force you into the
Yeah.
third zone, it has a very natural way of opening up. And I felt like I knew, like I was like, okay, when I'm going to this mission, I'm going to advance to this next area. So I want to finish up everything in this area that I can first.
Personally, exactly.
You know,
Personally,
yeah.
for me, I didn't continue to the second act or the third act until I was done
Everything on
the
the first
full
yeah.
first map. Like
did the same thing.
every
I
camp.
didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't get
Which
every
is rare.
collectible, but I got
don't
every like,
usually.
question mark.
I
and
don't
everything.
usually do that.
I did everything I could possibly do, like we said earlier, because I just wanted to. Like I wanted
Sure,
to.
yeah.
I wanted to sit in the shrines. I wanted to do the haikus. I wanted to get the headbands. I wanted to do like.
yeah,
I
and
wanted
it kind
to
of
see
and it kind of pays off to do that while you're playing
Yeah.
the game, where like post game is wrap
How
up.
much?
Yeah.
How much did you have left of the wrap up stuff?
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
a lot.
Did you
I
not?
didn't, I didn't have a ton.
I only have the collectibles.
Yeah.
Like so, like the shrines, the
You guys did a lot more completion than
I
I did,
did
which is
a
very opposite.
Right, yeah.
Usually
Yeah.
I do.
You're the
everything.
guy.
yeah,
yeah.
I just need to find all like the scrolls and stuff
Yeah.
like that, like
Yeah.
and the flags.
Wait,
And-
so you got to find all the records?
I think so.
No,
You have to
no.
Oh, you
find
don't
15
for
or 20.
For the platinum, all you need is the shrines, the haikus, hot
the-
springs,
Right. The
bamboo chops.
the shrine.
Yeah.
The sword shrine.
Exactly.
I think I have like 4 more
pillars,
left, but they're
the
all
records. The
You need, like,
records.
15 or 20 of the records.
Yeah, you need. I think
Yeah,
half of the
20,
records.
20.
And
something
same
like
with
that.
like the artifacts, you need like 15
Oh,
Yeah.
I think the
20.
artifacts
'cause I was
ones are
gonna
the
say,
ones
I'm
that I'm
like-
missing then.
Are these like random? Like I couldn't.
I mean,
even
you'll
tell.
you'll kind of just be running around with the fully upgraded traveler's attire because it gives you those.
I'm not even doing it at that
I
point because I
did-
know once
Actually,
the
no, that
only
works
zone I need to do hostile places in is the last one.
the last one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say something. I was like, when you finish, the whole map shows like you didn't finish
Yeah.
the game already.
Oh yeah, no, I know that.
Which was not because it was fun. I did like, I find on the third island there weren't as many like things to illuminate shit on like when
Yeah.
you take out a Mongol
Right.
camp, it would make that space
Big pop up.
yeah.
Chris in chat kind of raised the point. You guys think we'll see more samurai games with the success of this game? Maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
I wouldn't say I mean,
wouldn't say no
yeah.
at all.
I'm not going to say that they're going to be good, but I
Yeah.
think a lot of people are
It's like,
definitely
ooh, we
going to
could
try.
do that.
Yeah.
You know who I
Right.
think could make, and there's a rumor that they're doing a medieval one, but that could make a really like cool samurai game. Rockstar, like during feudal
That would be
Japan,
cool.
like
See,
legit.
and here's the thing: how many games does it take for that to get boring, or the same? Like
If
how
you're-
different can you get with Japan?
If
Like-
you're smart with it, I think if I was going to make the next big Japan game, I would do almost kind of like the movie you brought up earlier, Last Samurai.
Yeah, I mean that's in what 18
Something like that.
50s?
Guns are like a samurai with like a revolver, like that.
That's something I could see like the Ubisoft doing with AC.
Yeah.
If AC were to do Field
Guns
Japan,
and-
it'd be something like
Yeah.
that.
Then everyone would be like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Like,
I'm playing a
Not Field
shitty
Japan, but,
samurai
like, a
game with
samurai
guns and.
style.
Yeah.
Were there like big Japanese cities back in the like any bit like made like like yeah okay
Like,
Yeah.
what?
I don't mean
Like
that
there
sounds
is
dumb, like
now?
you know like a Florence size like
Well, you
city
could-
or like something like
I would
or even
say
like
Edo was probably the biggest, which is like the
Ye-
old capital.
Okay.
That's on mainland Japan now. You
You
don't
tell
think?
me.
Oh, I think it was
like
pretty
it would
large.
be comparable to like an like a rather large
would-
ancient city.
I would probably compare it to more like the Wild West. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
that's
Like
what
What
I
are,
assume, yeah.
what are the in the feudal system for knights? Is it
a samurai.
no? What is your like kingdom called? Like your little is
Is it
it
clan?
serfdom? Serf?
Well, that's it.
Well,
That's
you're
the
a
style of
Yeah,
That's
you
like
are
the
a
sti-
serf. You would be a serf.
so what is the collective called? There's a name.
Not the
for it.
king. Not like you're thinking
Not a
like
kingdom.
like the lord. Like you're a lord of like a like a
What's
land
your
or something.
clan?
No,
Yeah, it's,
no,
it's just
no.
a feudal
Like-
system.
like the
I forget the name.
Right. There's a term for like your land, like your.
But it's
serfdom.
usually
Oh,
it's
Your
like
serfdom. is
it's
what
like daimyo, shogun, like that whole
Right,
same
Japan is very, like,
pyramid.
divided for a long time.
Oh yeah.
And like, I mean, the only I know what happens after World War II is Japan gets their shit kicked in by us, and basically their whole way of life changes, and then you're evolving to modern Japan.
Mhm.
Well,
That's pretty much what happens.
the
and
big-
our
the big-
technology kind of helps them
Yeah.
get their technology.
The big
better.
move was really like the Filipinos going to like Tokyo and Japan and like bringing them rifles and whatnot. Then that's where like Last Samurai comes in. Like you have the old shogun ways paired
which
with
are
the
phasing out. So
yeah, like the
picture it
imperial.
as Red Dead, where cowboys are not a thing anymore, and there's still outlaws, and everyone's like, "What the
Yep.
fuck are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
We're like civilized."
Hey man, put the big knife down.
Yeah,
What's
so
going on?
it's kind of like
Put the sword
that,
down.
but maybe in it's sort of like an opposite flip, where like. Like there's no long like battle isn't all about this like honor thing anymore, and it's
They're
just
doing
like,
what they gotta do
they're
to
getting
survive,
away
yeah.
from these like you know the shogun. I don't even know what the feudal way or you know whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure the historical term for it, but like that way of life is very like tyrannical. Like the shogun, like people
Yeah.
died left and right. It wasn't
Yeah.
necessarily good.
Oh yeah, no, the Shogun did a lot. Like in whichever dynasty was running, whatever, he did a lot like in his power to make sure he stayed in power. Like he would
Yeah.
take
Yeah,
like,
he was like,
the
"Oh,
heads
fuck,
of
yeah."
each like clan or heir or whatever, and he would like literally have them come and stay with him for like a month,
Yeah.
pretty much.
To
Yeah.
indoctrinate them into his way.
There's like a ton of stories and stuff like that.
yeah.
Here's a thought I had recently. Have you guys ever seen? I'm sure everybody's familiar with like Apocalypse Now.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Jin is just Colonel Kurtz.
It's funny. I've never seen the movie.
Oh,
I
okay.
always feel like I always
I
hear.
haven't seen it front to back.
I mean, if you go on from here, like really
I'll have
think
to-
about
I'm curious. I need
Kurt-
to watch. Yeah.
Colonel Kurtz is like he's a
Is that Martin Sheen?
no, that's Marlon Brando,
Okay.
the guy at the end.
Yeah.
He's pretty much, think of it like he's an American soldier. He's like right on. He's
Yeah.
got his master's
Go
degree.
go. Let's go.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Uh-huh.
he pretty much gets exposed to every evil that America like. He says it.
done, like yeah, whatever. Yeah.
He says it on one of his scenes, like soldiers can't say the F word, but they can burn a whole village down. My thinking is like Colonel Kurtz goes from being pro-American to
Like this ideology that he was
Yeah.
viciously for.
I'm
and,
gonna.
Yeah.
He goes pretty much to like I'm going to be everything that these people fear. Everyone will fear me. I'm gonna use the horror, and that's kind of like how I look at Jin. He goes from being like this great mind. He's a great warrior. We know that Jin is a great warrior because like Ryuzo says so, and he like writes haikus. Like that's not really something that like a knight would sit down and do and write a poem.
That's true, and that is very like.
Well, no, that's like samurais would write
They,
haiku.
they
It's
did
a
but-
culture, right?
Yeah, but like
Right.
I'm not saying like a
It's a
knight
very different
would
type
sit
of
down.
warrior. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's very interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
And that military class rules
Right.
society.
Yep.
Exactly. So it's kind of interesting to see like a soldier go from being so pro his tradition to
So anti.
yeah, exactly, and then just by the end being like, I used to live in a palace, now I live in a rundown shack with
Yeah.
all my stuff
It's-
spewing about.
It is really cool. It's a great story, and I think who plays Jin?
Don't even
I can't
know.
remember.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot the guy's name.
Yeah,
I
his
saw.
name.
I was
but
watching
he
his-
is.
He did a live stream of him playing the game.
Did he?
Yeah,
He's
it's
like, look
pretty
at my
cool.
butt.
He ended up being really good because like it's funny.
Check out
Like
my ass.
I did feel by the beginning like he was very samurai. He was very stoic. He was very
Kind of
honorable.
boring.
And I agree. I was like, oh, okay, he's a little bit of a stiff board, but it's fine. We'll get there. And by the
in
end,
the
I really
beginning,
did
yeah.
feel like he was showing as much like emotion as someone who has been told to not show emotion basically probably their whole life. And like the way he kind of breaks down with his uncle, and like he really kind of conveys that downward trend in his emotion very well.
Very
and
well.
I think you see that growth
I think
throughout the entire thing, even in the way he talks to people.
one of the big
it's
things
awesome.
was what's her name's brother?
Taka.
Yeah, Taka. As soon as he like kind of showed some backbone, got capped.
Yeah.
That was like
that was a
hard,
cool scene.
That was a hard scene to watch.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to I was like,
One thing we didn't really talk about was like the vast amount of customization you get in this. Not only with your sword kits,
Yeah.
your bow kits, your headband or your whatever hat you're wearing,
Yep.
the colors, all the types of different army you can get.
Yeah.
The game
Yeah.
is like really
And it's
expansive
awesome.
on like the attire and stuff.
What did you guys usually wear? Did you wear like full samurai armor?
I was
or did
very
you go...
situational. Very.
I was a
situational.
lot like that,
Constantly
too.
Switching, constantly trying to match.
it's I didn't use the Teodori army as much.
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
I
I didn't
kind of
either.
noticed near the end when I was like, oh, I should have been using this more.
The
Like
reason-
when I was like using the fucking the focus and all that.
So I use that like the most just because like that was the one that I thought visually looked the best. Like I love
Really?
that. Yeah,
I
love
really-
that style. But not with the goofy hat. Like
Sure.
I like
The
switched
archer's
it up.
hat.
Yeah.
And I got that late game. I was wearing like the I guess kind of like the whiter style of that armor.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
the
yeah.
with the wolf mask and then the red.
The wolf mask was
Like
awesome.
the
Dude,
red
the wolf
bandana.
mask.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got it.
Which
got
one
it
you
100%.
finish? Yeah, you get
You
a
got to
wolf
put some
mask.
work in. You get a
Ooh.
monkey mask. You get a wolf mask. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, you do. You
Wolf
gotta get
mask is
those.
sick. With I think it's the infamous.
Do you have the
headband.
platinum?
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
do. I think I need to get the collectibles and
Are you
finish
gonna
it.
get the platinum?
Yeah, I have like
Did you
4
get
left.
Did you get the Sly Cooper?
I
didn't
must
find
have
any of the
because I
Sly
got.
shit yet.
No,
you
no, you
probably
gotta
did.
put it on.
No, I don't think I did.
No, oh, is that a?
I know
okay.
what the headband
Yeah, you have to
looks
put
like.
it
I
on the
definitely I got
outfit.
the sword
it's a
kit.
Slide to Nuki.
I don't know if I feel like I had to have gotten the headband.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't found any
I
of
think
it.
I actually think you get the sword kit just from
No,
No, you get it from an honor shrine or whatever.
It's in-
Wait,
it's in
what's
the
the,
third map.
what's the sword kit called?
Slide to Nuki.
It literally looks like its
Yeah,
tail.
you
Like
can't miss
you'd be
it.
able
Yeah,
to.
okay, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then
It's
uh,
awesome.
I know what it
You have to
is.
get the blue and yellow Gasuyaka or whatever
Yeah.
armor.
the legendary
Yeah, the
samurai
legendary,
armor.
it's like
The
the farmer.
Gosaku. Yeah.
Definitely don't have that. I have the armor, not
And then you wear the
color.
headband. And
Yeah,
It
and
actually.
then there's
really-
also a
And then you
headband.
have to wear the thief's mask.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sick.
There's also I don't know if you caught this. Did you play Second Son?
I did not play Second Son, but
Delson's hat
yeah.
is a headband.
Yeah,
and
I-
it has like it's like maroon,
the Second Son's
and
Yeah,
it
that's
has
the
a
one.
little, it has like a little
Yeah.
like
I think I've seen
tag.
that. Yeah.
yeah, that's Delson's.
the headband of the Second Son, I think it's called.
Is that what it's
Yeah,
called?
it's
That's
pretty
awesome.
sick.
A lot of cool stuff like
Is
that.
that the only Infamous reference? Or is
I
there
think
another?
so.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Those games were great though. The first two, I haven't played the third, but the
Never
first
Second
played
Son's-
Infamous.
It's
Oh,
it's
really?
fun.
Yeah,
It's
I
not
mean,
like
I
anything
mean-
mind blowing. I think the story's okay, but I think it's
Yeah.
a good like if you get it for $5 and you want to
Well,
blow some time, it's a lot
One
of
thing
fun.
about Infamous that I don't want to go on a tangent on Infamous, but I always love that they let you do, or in Second Son. I don't know if they did it in the first one.
Like a
but
good and a
Second
bad
Son,
ending?
Yeah, no, you could like literally go like full bad guy or like
Yeah.
full good guy.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And your powers would
right?
change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You would either be full red, like a
Red,
shooting
yeah.
red lightning, or blue
It's
if
cool.
you were a good guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much about Infamous at all,
Think of it.
other than Delson's the main character
yeah.
of Second Son and Cole's the main character of the original.
Yeah, it's a
kinda
cool
like,
take on superhero stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of like the those old style games like Prototype. Remember Prototype? Like where you
Yeah.
would just be able
I
to
was just thinking about
like those
Prototype. You must have been reading my
Spider-Man
mind.
games,
Yeah.
like run around, do whatever, people need help, blah da da.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but they were fun.
Pro-
Like, I
Prototype-
don't remember the story much.
Prototype broke your Xbox. Remember that? Do you
I-
remember that?
Yeah, I mean,
What,
I
a red
had-
ring you or something?
yeah. Somehow
we
I
were
read
like
Ring.
talking on an Xbox party, and you were playing Prototype 2, and like you were like bitching about
Something happened.
Something going on
I was
with
not
your
happy.
TV, and then like your Xbox like cooked.
Just turned off.
yeah.
And then one of my worst moments was I was playing The Saboteur. Has anyone played that?
Yeah, I played that.
The Saboteur.
Well, I know what it is.
It's a
'cause you
classic
like it.
World
Yeah.
War II game. I love it.
Yeah.
For some reason, for a year, the game just won't work, and then a year
Yeah.
later, the game just started working again. I was like, hell yeah,
Love it. That's awesome.
hell yeah.
There was one other thing I wanted to bring up, and I lost it. What was it?
So,
Continue. Oh, yeah,
game of the year for you guys.
Yeah. One of my favorite
For
parts
right
of
now.
Well, we
The
didn't get-
duels.
yeah, the duels. I was about to say that. Too.
Yeah, the duels are, I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
the best
All
part
the-
of this game.
Very cool mechanic.
Yeah.
When you say duels, do you mean like the boss battles, or like just walking up and
Oh, the
going?
stand-
Well, the
Standoffs, too.
standoffs are awesome,
Standoffs, yeah.
but no, I think the like legit one-on-one
Yeah.
duels that have like the whole and he clicks his thing out of the katana.
Yeah,
and it's like,
One thing I actually didn't like as well, the final boss battle kind of didn't do it for me.
Really?
Like-
I thought it was hard. What
I-
difficulty you guys on?
Hardest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
same.
hardest as well.
that was
yeah,
another thing.
normal.
It felt the hardest
Fucking
difficulty
noob.
felt natural. What'd you say?
Yeah, I called him a fucking noob because it wasn't
Normal.
No,
Well,
dude,
now they have
Very hard.
oh, they put in a
What's it
new.
called?
They put in a new
Lethal?
difficulty.
Yeah.
Lethal.
No
Lethal.
trophy though, so you won't be getting another replay from me.
I will if I can play that on a new game plus mode. I'll play the shit out of that.
Exactly.
yeah,
Like,
lethal.
I
so-
think my new game plus mode will be Kurosawa mode, Japanese.
Right. Almost forgot to talk about that. I think playing this game on Kurosawa mode for the first playthrough is a dishonor. Because
Oh, yeah.
you're missing out on all that
No,
color, man.
and all that
It co-
color and all even like I think there's like at least for me, I started playing it with Japanese dub, but like I was finding like as I'm playing and I
sync.
have to be listening out for things,
Yeah.
I have to instead read the subtitles. So I'm
Right.
trying to focus on
that's
the.
exactly why I played
Right.
it. in
I was
English.
like, I'm gonna do English the first time.
I'm pretty excited for the Japanese mode. Sorry to cut
yeah,
you.
same.
So I played a little bit of Kurosawa. Like the indicators are in black and white too. So like I don't know if I'm gonna be dodging or if I can dodge or like parry. Like
As
yeah,
well.
you'd have
which
to
is, like,
judge
that
certain.
was
You'd
my
have to
biggest-
literally
That's why I
look.
turned it off. I was like,
You'd
all right.
have to know which way they're. You'd have to
I would-
actually
That's
know.
awesome.
So I
Yeah,
would do it
that's
for some
that's
of the,
crazy.
Like early on, like for some of the duels, I would put in Kurosawa mode.
Yeah.
But then I was like, all right, like I don't know if I can parry this or if I can.
See, I feel like second time
dodge
around,
it.
I'd have more of a like an idea of like looking
I'd-
out for
I'd
those
be-
certain
I
things.
feel like I'd be rocking out.
But yeah, that's.
I feel like the inclusions of those modes were cool, but yeah, I mean, like, I just, yeah, I'm never about the Japanese. I'm never about the Japanese dub for certain games.
The Japanese
did
dub.
Did you Japanese dub?
I did not do the Japanese dub on the first playthrough just because, like,
You
like
want to hear
said-
how they actually sound like. Plus, weirdly enough, it wasn't recorded in Japanese, so their mouths are the
Well,
English.
yeah.
which
Happens
is
all the time.
strange.
It happens opposite way too.
I feel like they would have maybe like
like
right,
actually
but
lined
maybe-
up. You would have had
the
to have
Japanese-
mocap
it's
again,
a
wouldn't
US
you? Yeah.
studio.
Yeah,
It's US.
Yeah,
No, that's
and
what
I
it would have to
don't
be
know.
if the actors speak Japanese. They would have to.
Well,
or
they
they
would
would
have
have
to just
to
do those new
mocap
yeah.
somebody like moving their mouth, like.
But I do. I think that would if they really wanted to commit to it, I do think they should have
just a
done
silent.
that too.
Yeah,
Just
Fred.
It's just double mocap.
Yeah.
It's probably a pain.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's
The-
basically remaking a game.
I
Yeah.
will say though, the voices for Japanese are like
Yeah, they were
A1.
good. Yeah, I liked it a
Jin-
lot from what I heard.
Jin's voice is
That's only-
Zoro from One Piece for any like anime watchers.
yeah, I'm
He's
sure they're all
like
anime people.
like Zoro from One Piece is like the real deal samurai dude. So it's just so cool seeing him. Seeing him in Japanese.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Don't
Don't sing
The
that.
Funimation theme.
Punch you.
Yeah.
The duels that you came across like for that one
Mythical mission.
the samurai
mythical,
or the Ronin.
It's
Yeah,
like
it's the Ronin or
Sanjiro's
something like
6
that.
something. Yeah.
Some of them are sick. Like
What do you
down-
get from that?
Down on the water.
Special
the-
armor.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Kento armor, what? Not the Kento.
Right, Kensa-
I
yeah,
got the
Kensei,
incendiary blade so late in the game, but I didn't really like that one.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
one.
I
Kinda
got that pretty
late,
late
but I
too.
didn't
I didn't
use
use
it
it that
Well,
much.
It was the last one there, but it
Yeah, true.
actually is pretty. Like if you use it against like the big guys, or
it's
something,
helpful. Yeah, it is.
They kind of get stun
trying- I
locked. You
don't-
get stun locked.
Anything
I
else?
think we kind of hit anything.
Yeah.
I'm glad we kind of talked about the Kurosawa because I almost forgot to talk
Yeah,
about
that was a good call.
Yeah. I guess game of the year for some folks and not for others,
Yeah,
but
currently.
We'll see where it goes.
No, yeah, I do think.
I think game of the year so far is, Cyberpunk's on the list. We know that. Actually, maybe it's not. It doesn't meet the cutoff, right?
I'm not sure.
No, it's
cutoff's
November.
not till-
I thought-
If it got delayed, that wouldn't be
I think it's
surprising
the end of
either.
November.
I don't know. My big problem with Cyberpunk is like kind of that hype. The hype
Yeah, I
train.
think-
you
I-
know?
No, I hear.
The hype
he's
train was
brought
good.
that-
No, that's fair.
Hype train's going, and then
we should get you in our like
ground to a
D&D
stop.
like talk about games group chat.
Yeah,
get me,
no, I.
get me in there.
Do you have group me?
No, what is
I
that?
feel like it's well deserved.
It's a group chat.
We'll
Well,
say.
it is, but
Yeah.
like,
We'll get
But
you
it's
in there.
always
Get
true.
me in
You
there.
always can fall into that trap.
I also like fell off the hype, so like I'm.
No, it is. I kind of wish
I'm
they.
not down on the game. I just like the hype.
I wish they
Right.
were like, all right, we're gonna delay this. We're not gonna give you a date until we know we are
Yes.
truly set. And I do think I thought the last one was gonna stick. So who knows? Maybe this one won't.
My whole problem with what I'm seeing from Cyberpunk is I wanted more like looking at the Blade Runner. You know what I mean? I wanted city as far as you could see, almost like Dread. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like mega city. I didn't
Yeah,
want
but it doesn't seem like you ever have to go into the wastelands. Like I want to do. I think I want to
Yeah.
do the Corpo origin.
look.
Yeah, I think a lot of
It's
people
either-
are gonna do
it's
that.
either Corpo or the Nomad.
I just
one.
don't
Or
wanna-
the street kid, right?
I don't want to see
Nah,
like
not Street
plain
Kid, no,
like
man.
weirdos
Oh,
out
well, I
in.
thought
That's the one in the wasteland who comes into the city.
Weren't
Yeah.
there 3 different ones though?
Yes. Street Kid, Corpo, and Nomad.
Oh yeah, that's
Street
okay.
Kid is like. Street Kid looks pretty straightforward.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not a Street
I think
Kid.
you're right to be cautiously
Yeah.
optimistic though, because everyone can fall into
Final
that trap.
Fantasy VII's definitely in the combo. Last of Us 2 is in the combo.
You have like Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
It's not gonna win.
It
though.
was Animal Crossing New Horizon was the worst one released in my personal
odd.
Well,
opinion.
apparently
hot
that's
takes
the
about
newest
games
one.
are not even
That's
hot
the
takes.
newest one.
So my girlfriend like loves that game,
I
and
love
she
this
was
one.
looking up stuff, and she was like, apparently they chose to release it pretty incomplete to
Yeah.
like save their workers like time from crunch, and it's gonna be more of like a rollout game or like a game.
For what, Horizon?
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
New Horizons, yeah, or
For
for
Animal
New
Crossing?
Horizons, yeah. My problem
Which I-
is
yeah.
I was playing it pretty heavy. My whole problem is like one of the big things is like getting all the bugs or getting all the fish or whatever.
yeah, of
right?
course.
Gotta
Yeah.
get the bugs,
You
bro.
you do all this stuff. You make your town look all cool, and then it's like 3 weeks later. Oh, we're putting in a cafe. Now my whole town that looks like.
It's like, what the
min-max.
fuck?
Yeah,
God damn
Like
it.
now I gotta
You
chop down a
messed
million
up the
trees.
feng shui. What are you doing here? Yeah, that would actually annoy me.
I would like that though. 'Cause you could
No,
really
it would
go
be
back-
cool,
pop
but
back
I'd
in.
be like, God damn it, I had it set up this specific way. Like, at least let me
Like,
put it where I want to
Give
put it.
me the
Yeah.
whole thing. Like it don't make me have to change my town to put in a Kicks or something, a shoe store. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's annoying.
Goddamn,
Kicks?
the goddamn school board
Gotta
wants
put
the
in a
kicks
fucking-
put
a
in.
fucking
Yeah.
Lids?
The dude's
A
name
lid
is
store?
Kicks.
Kicks and lids.
I mean,
Liz
like,
has already got that, not kicks.
you have a whole town. It looks beautiful.
No,
you
that's
got
fu-
everything set up,
I
and
mean,
then
it'd be
There's
nice
the
if they
fucking
gave you the
kicks.
option to put that in.
Yeah,
But yeah,
it's
to
like-
make you, that would make sense to me.
I don't know what other games
Sucks.
came out this year for.
I
There
mean,
wasn't much.
trash.
Valhalla coming out this year? Or is that a
Yeah.
holiday? Is that December?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, people
No,
could
it's-
love that
I
game.
think it's
Or
November,
November.
October. I don't know. But
All right.
just to wrap it up, we did last month. We did the Last of Us 2 part. Sorry, Last of Us Part 2 hot take and review. If anyone's interested in listening to that, that's last.
Check
month.
it out.
Coming up, possibly going to the movies again. So we'll see what we're doing.
New Mutants is
New-
supposedly still coming out.
New Mutants, Tenant.
Is that like next week?
I think it
Yeah.
might be. Oh my! I will
No,
believe it
it's
when
like
I'm
the 28th
sitting in the theater.
Yeah, with a mask.
15
on.
cent.
It would be
tickets.
amazing. What if it was like we sat down and they were, and this message just comes on the screen. New Mutants has been delayed.
Get outta here. Put your mask on, please.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I know like Crystal Chronicles remake is coming out, which
I love that
again,
game.
I don't think we're gonna review it. Kingdoms of Amalur remaster,
Yeah.
Avengers we're probably gonna review.
I think so too. Yeah.
And what is after Avengers besides Valhalla and
I feel like there's
Cyberpunk.
something in October, but I'm just not thinking unless it got delayed. I don't know.
Honestly, I have no
yeah,
idea.
I feel like this year's been such a weird
Oh,
year.
there's like
A total wash.
There's little like
Yeah.
funky ones like the new Crash Bandicoot is gonna be coming out.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'll
Tony,
wait.
Tony Hawk.
Tony
Pro Skater
Hawk.
1 and 2.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah,
See,
I guess we'll
all, like in the
remake.
grand scheme of things, like little games.
yeah.
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 It's just
nothing,
holdovers.
nothing like AAA, like big time blockbuster.
I think that's a big problem, but
No, I think it's going to be. Unfortunately, it's just the way it is right now.
Greatest year
Yeah.
in fucking video games, and like so much
I know.
shit happened.
I know.
Yeah,
This year was supposed to be the greatest year in
No, it's
video
true.
games.
and now we're rolling into it slow, but we'll see how it goes.
Real quick before you do the outro, if you're watching this on YouTube,
Watch Dogs Legion.
oh yeah, fuck that.
boo.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you may notice we have a new lower thirds graphic. Shout out to Al Hernandez, a
Thank you,
Delco native, for whipping that up for us. So we'll
We
have
appreciate it.
We'll have your name and possibly your handle if you want to put a handle in it in the video.
It's no
Aren't you
big deal.
excited, Fred?
Yeah.
We did this just for you, Fred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
No, but we've been
I
talking
am.
about
Yeah, we
it for a
haven't been
while,
yet.
so I'm glad we got that in. All right, you talking over me now?
Yes.
Awesome.
True. Do it.
Thank you all so much for watching live. If you've been with us live on twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network, we very much appreciate it. You can find this podcast in all your favorite places. Just search Delco Nerd Network. I don't think we're missing one. So let us know if there's a certain service that you like. We'll try and hop on it if it's doable. You can also find us on all of our socials at Delco Nerds. We're on everything. Just look that up. It should be a fun time. We do some fun stuff. All this information can be found on our website, DelcoNerdNetwork.com. Thank you all so much for watching. For Fred, for Gooch, for Matt, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you next time.